What's going on, guys? Flossie here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new Extinction map that came out in the recently released Invasion DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts. The new map is called Awakening, and it pretty much takes place right after Mayday. I haven't actually got a chance to play Mayday, but that's the one where you're on the ship and have to fight the Kraken and everything. But this one is essentially, I guess, in like Middle Earth, kind of, and you have this low gravity. You can jump really high, and if you jump on these red mushrooms you kind of see around the map, you get an even higher bounce. But I'm not sure exactly how all of that works, but that's a thing. And anyways, it's pretty much just open up underground cave area. There's a lot of mushrooms, there's purple grass and everything. And pretty much the objective is that you were trying to find this thing called the Ark, I suppose it's called. And there's some sort of bioweapon that I can't remember for the love of God what it's called right now. But essentially what you have to do, rather than drill hives, you take a drill that kind of scans these hieroglyphic style text on these obelisks that you can see the orange symbols around the map. If I'll look over to the left, you can actually see what the obelisk looks like. It's just kind of a big stone, probably 6-7 feet high. And there's several areas throughout the map in which you have to scan all of the obelisks, and once you're done, you move on to the next area. And this is also a new creature. I believe it's called a mammoth. It's basically a rhino, and it's blue. The big difference being that he can actually smash the ground and summon the really large scout things. And I mean, he's basically just a pain in the ass rhino. But definitely need to watch out for him. There's also these schematics lying around the map, which basically, if you explore a little bit, you can find the schematics and then explore some more. And there's 3 pieces to each schematic. And there's things such as venom grenades, pipe bombs, these Tesla traps, all types of different things. The venom gun itself also. There's the obelisk. That's what one of the obelisks looks like. There's usually about 5 or 6 of them per area, and there's 3 different areas in which you have to do this in. But anyways, yeah, you can find everything for the schematics, and then you can build the weapon via the back button or select, or whatever you want to call it. It's the skill tree weapon, and you can build it, and then you have those. One thing about the equipment, say you get the venom grenades built or anything, make sure that you don't refill your explosives, because that'll actually replace whatever equipment you built with something basic like Simtexes or something, and that was a real bummer. I didn't even get to use my venom grenades. It just kind of took them for me. But whenever you scan all the obelisks, you're actually going to come over to this little laptop. As you saw a second ago, there was a really large blue gate that had a shield. In order to get through that shield, you then have to go to this computer and use this thing called a Vanguard. It's basically just a griffin, and you have to fly around and then destroy the obelisks with this griffin. And we're not 100% sure if bullets actually damage the obelisks too. At least regular bullets. There's this other weapon that you'll probably see later in the gameplay called the Arc. It's really more of an attachment, and it'll turn your gun, and it shoots these kind of blue space beam things. I flew a little too high there. But we did see it damaging them with that attachment on our weapons. You can put that on any weapon that you pick up. But mainly the Vanguard is mainly what you're going to use to destroy them. And like I said, there's several locations that you have to do this. It's basically just a rinse and repeat process. The best way, I would say, to play this map is to definitely, it requires a lot more coordination than the previous maps, I would think. It's definitely a lot more difficult. We're actually playing on casual here. I know we're noobs, but we don't Extinction too hard. Let's see if I can go ahead and not fly too high. I think I actually fly too high again. Yeah, once again. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't paying much attention. The gargoyles, which are the dragon things in the sky, will also try to shoot you while you're playing as the Vanguard. It's usually pretty easy to dodge them. Just fly left and right a lot. But the best way to approach this map really is to take each location one at a time, kind of explore as a group before you actually attack the obelisk, because if you're not drilling the obelisk, there's usually not any enemies, not any cryptids that'll come after you. They will after a certain period of time, but even then it's like a limited spawn of them, and there's not a whole lot. But just take it one at a time, get rid of all the mammoths, the blue rhinos one at a time, and be really coordinated. And because of the kind of zero-G jump you got going on, you can actually dodge a lot of the cryptids fairly easily, especially with these large red mushrooms. I'm about to, I believe this is the last obelisk we have to destroy in the first area. And, okay, yeah, see, once we do that, then that gate opens and we are allowed to go through there. Once you go through the gate, you're going to be in the second section. I mean, there's really not much to say about this part. We're sitting in this circle. I think this is a new challenge. You have to sit in a circle and get like 20 kills without moving from the circle. This is an example of the arc attachment. As you can see, I'm kind of shooting these blue laser type things. It definitely does a lot more damage. I don't think it does anything else. I think it's just pretty much a really strong damage boost. There's what a gargoyle looks like. But this is just another series of underground caves and stuff. There's really nothing to say. This is a rinse and repeat. There's probably like 5-6 more obelisks, and I mean, yeah, you pretty much just do the same thing. Go around. There's some toolboxes lying around all over the map. If you find keys, there's the typical lockers that you can open up and get a customized weapon. There's more schematics, but it's pretty much the same stuff, just randomized in a new location. Basically, we didn't find anything particularly new that was different from the first area that we were in. And like I said, just that's the Tesla trap, I believe, what you're seeing, that little electric orange box. Yeah, right there. We actually weren't able to figure out what any of the traps did. We made the hypno knife trap, is one of them was called, or the hypno trap, and then this Tesla trap, which you would think would electrocute them or something, and we weren't really able to figure out what they did. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead here. One of my friends is using the Vanguard to destroy the last obelisk so we can get over. Whenever you are controlling the Vanguard, don't worry about taking damage. It looks like there's a little blue shield around you, so I don't think you can actually take damage that, or they just don't attack you whenever you're doing it. And there you go. He destroyed the obelisk, and this next gate is going to open up to the third area. There's actually 4 areas, but there's only 3 areas with these obelisks. Let's go ahead and walk through this next area. This next area is a little different. Oh yeah, there's also these poison plant things around. They're basically just big green flowers. If you get near them, to kind of puff out this poisonous gas that will actually damage you pretty quick. I will say this Awakening is quite a lot harder than the previous Extinction maps. That right there, I believe, is what they keep referring to as the arc. I'm not 100% sure, because there's the arc on the attachment on my gun, and then there's this giant stone pyramid thing. But in this location, rather than scan all the obelisks and then destroy them, you really just have to scan them. I think there's like, what, 3 or 4 in this spot. This spot's fairly small. There's a lot of waterfalls and stuff. There's not a whole lot of exploring here. It's mainly just right outside of this large pyramid. Skip ahead a little bit here. There you can see, or not quite yet, you can see the bridge coming over to our end that actually grants us access into the arc, or the pyramid, or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, you don't have to destroy the obelisk this time around. You just have to scan the 3 or 4 that they are. And I mean, it's really simple. That whole part goes by really quickly. And then you run into here, and this whole spot, the end of this map, is like straight out of Halo, guys. Like, extremely reminiscent of the end of Halo 3, if you remember how that went down. And you come in here to the Cortex, is what the bioweapon is called, which is that little blue thing lying next to this guy, who is in not a very good mood. And then this whole purpose right here, you're pretty stationary this whole time. You have to secure the Cortex. In order to do that, you can see these kind of terminals lying around. They're all lit in green. There's 4 of them, I believe. And basically, you have to just keep all 4 of them up and operating. They'll go through 3 different stages of health: green, yellow, and once they get down to red, you have to repair them. But you just keep them repaired. Place some sentries down. If you have 4 people, this is easy. You can just have 1 person on each terminal. Every now and then the Cortex like energizes up, and you can actually go up and do what I did, and it causes a large surge, and I believe it just kills everything within the radius of you. But like that terminal down there is in red. He's about to go repair that. We didn't know what to do at first, so it did take a minute. And we didn't know what the bar on the left was. The bar on the left is simply how long it takes for the Cortex to fully charge. In order for it to fully charge, you have to have all terminals in operating condition. So not in red. I believe they can still work just fine if they're in yellow, but if they're in red, then it'll pretty much stop altogether, and you just need to go repair them. Just keep all terminals in the green if you can. And I mean, it takes a while, but it's not too difficult as long as your team is well coordinated. All of you have arc attachments, good guns. As far as guns go, the melee and the chainsaw is definitely what I enjoyed the best. We all had a melees. I think 2 of us had chainsaws. What you're seeing right there, that orange kind of electrocution, is what the arc actually starts to do. Once you start powering it up, it'll actually start attacking back. And this is right here where we end. This is a good old extraction. Once the Cortex is fully powered up, you can actually go pick it up and then use it as a weapon. And you hit RT and it basically releases a burst around you and it'll kill everything around you. It's really cool. And basically now it's just a good old-fashioned extraction. We're all trying to bail. We didn't even know it was an extraction at first, so we were hoping that there wasn't we weren't too late. You have a pretty good amount of time to get out, although I can see this on normal or hardcore definitely being a struggle, far more so than the extractions on the previous maps. And all the gates now have the shield back in front of them. Basically all you have to do is place the Cortex in front of the shield. Now you'll see me do it in just a second. Even the first level where you first entered in the map also has a shield above it, but you just go to the 3 shields and you're going to lay down the Cortex, and while the Cortex is there, in order to charge it you have to kill things. So you just kill all the cryptids. Rhinos will rush you. I don't believe there's any mammoths, gargoyles, rhinos, all of them will rush you, the scouts. And once you kill enough, the Cortex will charge. You can pick up the Cortex again, unleash a burst, kill everything, and then go on your merry way. I think it looked like the screen just lagged there for a second. I'm not entirely sure. This is us going into the second area. Like I said, it's not, I mean, I don't know, it wasn't horribly difficult. Like I said, we were playing on casual, but you could definitely see that if you're caught off guard or something, mainly when you're actually protecting I don't know why I stood still for just a second there. Mainly whenever you're sitting at the shield, because you're stationary, you kind of have to sit there and wait for the Cortex. I mean, you can move away from it. That's not going to cause an issue. But just the fact that you have to sit there and you're not going to be able to move until you kill enough cryptids. But yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun on this map. Definitely more difficult than the previous maps. Here's us going to the end. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'm just going to let the gameplay run all the way through. Let me know what you think about the new map. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe. Thank you for watching so much, and until next time, stay flossy out there.